All right, guys, welcome to this evening session, and I'm glad to have you guys on the live session once again. As you are aware, I posted a lesson yesterday um, that was on the trading session liquidity. Okay, if you go to YouTube and you go to accurate mindset, okay, let me admit someone. Okay, so this evening I don't know, but since my network is slow, but when you go to YouTube, you go to accurate pips, okay, then you will find all the lessons over there. That's if today is the first time you are here on our course, okay, you find all the videos there from lesson 1 to lesson 25. You'll find all of them on the channel. Do well, take your time, watch each lesson and get the understanding. This evening, I want you guys to ask your questions on all the lessons so far from the beginning till now. The reason why I'm doing this is after this, the next thing that we will be doing is to start with entries. But then I have to be sure that all of you understand all that we've done so far before we start with entries. Because everything that we've learned, if you don't understand it, then if I teach on entry, you will not understand what we are doing and you'll not be able to take proper trades. This is why this evening session is quite important. All right, so I'll open the floor to you all. If you have question, just raise your hand, then you unmute yourself and ask your question. That is all. I'm waiting. Yeah, Becky, go unmute yourself. Yeah, Becky, we are waiting. Okay, I don't know if maybe Becky is not hearing me. So if someone else have a question, the person can unmute him or herself and ask their question. Yeah, Ghana Cedis.
Oh, okay, Prof. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Please, regarding with regards to daily and the weekly liquidity, does it mean
Yeah.
that from this time onward, we have to make sure that we use the daily and the weekly liquidity to determine the direction of the market instead of going the normal how we used to go it previously?
All right, thank you. So if you want to day trade or scalp, then you can use the daily alignment, okay? And then you use it to spot the daily reversal point, which will be dependent on the daily liquidity. I think in yesterday's video, I explained how I took certain trades um, during the course of the week. I think on Tuesday or yesterday, Wednesday. I think this one here, for instance, was from yesterday. And this, I used both uh, previous week liquidity, previous days liquidity, and session liquidity. So this is a combination of three different liquidity that I used, I confirmed. So now if I put the session liquidity on, you will see that this guy here took the landing session liquidity over here before New York started. Okay, over here. New York color is a little bit faint, so I don't know if you guys can see it. So after taking the landing liquidity, it also took the previous week low over here. As you can see, previous week's low was taken over here, and then I make entry. And there was a particular day's low that was also taken in this area. Okay, that also made me to what? To make decision in this area to make an entry. All right. So
Oh,
yes,
okay.
if you want to day trade, then you can consider these areas.
Thank you. Thank you
You're
very much.
welcome. Please, any other question?
Yes. So
Okay.
yeah. So please, before I ask my question, I want to know what the guy just asked. You said if you want to day trade, um, so I thought the previous things we learned to was meant for every like including day trading, but
Of
right
course.
now,
Of course.
okay. So does it mean
But
that
this
if you
one, I'm
want to,
saying that
yeah?
you want to specifically just be doing day trading, then you
Oh,
can
okay,
look at this. We don't use this one for swing trading. You
okay,
see, a lot of people misinterpret swing trading with day trading, position trading, and scalping. Okay, people once maybe let's say the market lasts for about 4 to 6 hours, they say you are swing trading. No, when we talk about swing trade, we are looking at days of or weeks or months, okay, of holding a trade. I think at the beginning of our lesson, I even showed you a trade on BTC I held for about 2 or 3 months, if you remember.
yeah,
So the others can also be used in analyzing for swing trading. But if you are looking at doing day trading, then the daily analysis that we look at is best for you. All right.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. So that means every day trade you want to take, you have to always look at the daily liquidity.
Yes. Because
Okay,
you are looking to open and close your trade within that same day.
okay,
So you should be targeting the highs and the lows of the day, of
okay.
the previous day.
Curiosity. Okay. All right. So my main question, so is can you talk briefly about internal moves, like how to trade them, internal moves for example, like I was looking at the UJ charts, and then I saw much of some internal moves, and I didn't really know how to go about it. Like,
No,
yeah, so I want.
you use the same idea. Internal moves are formed by
Mhm.
the candlestick structure.
Okay,
So you use the same idea. That's why I taught you candlestick structure and overall structure. So
okay,
the way to trade the internal
Yes,
structure
sir.
is that you what? You use the please mute yourself for now. You use the same structural idea that we learned when we're doing market structure. Then you coupled it with imbalance and liquidity. Because the same thing uh, you are looking at on the overall chart, you have to look at it on the in the internal structure as well. It must meet the requirement. If the requirements are not met and you pick the trade, then you are likely to take a wrong trade. Ellie, is your question answered?
Well, I think maybe some practice more will help me get the
This
clarification.
is a matter of spending time on the chart.
Yeah.
And also, we've not done entry yet, so a little of some of the things will
Yeah.
confuse you. Because when we begin to do entry, you begin to understand that you can trade the internal structures using what is the name? The same analysis pattern you are using on the higher time frame. Because sometimes those internal structures, if you move down to the lower time frame, are overall structures on the lower time frame.
Okay.
Something you see as internal on 5 minutes will be overall on 1 minute or 30 seconds.
Okay. Then
So the
let's
best
get.
way to trade them is, for instance, if you see a 15-minute internal structure, you can shift down to 5 minutes or 1 minute and expand it and look at the overall structure on that smaller time frame. Then you confirm all the other details you'll be looking at during entry lessons once we start it. Then you make your entry. For instance, the trade you took and you were asking me yesterday on WhatsApp, you used limit order. Okay, that is why market was able to just take you out and then move in your direction. If you were to use the entry strategies that we'll be looking at, you realize that you wait for market to wick above to form that um, uh, OB, that new OB that was formed, and that would have been your entry OB before that sell that took place.
Okay, I see.
All right.
Oh,
Yeah. Any other question? Barry.
Hello? Good evening,
Yeah.
sir.
Evening.
Yes, sir. Sir, thank you very much for the knowledge you've imparted on us, and God bless you for that. Yeah,
You're
my
welcome.
question goes this way. Today I analyzed this pair USD Swiss franc. After I analyze it, like I use the listener sweeping the lows and the highs.
Okay.
After I watched that I sweep the low, I entered a buy.
Okay.
Then after which, like within some, let's say 10 to 20 minutes no, the trade I
Yeah.
was still in loss, but
Okay.
it's a demo. I was still in loss then because I was busy, but per what we learn I know that as you sweep the low, that means it will go up. So just this evening before we start the class, as I check the distance, if you see where price is right now, it's marvelous, but like I don't know, it didn't give me the courage to hold that trade. I don't know why is so.
Yeah, it's because we've not done entry and exit strategies yet, which is the next topic. Is it even though you entered because you saw a sweep, but there are
Yes, sir.
times that there will be a sweep, but market might just pull back a little and continue in the direction. So you need to confirm certain other things, change of character, retapping of the other block that has sufficient imbalance. Okay, so we
Yes,
didn't
sir.
look at those areas. So I will not blame you that you are not able to know. It's because we've not gotten to a certain point where you understand how those things work. When do I go out of the market? Where should I set my target and all those stuff? Okay,
Yes, sir.
trading is all about patience.
Yes,
And
sir.
then the pair that you are trading also is important. I love to trade the highly volatile pairs like GBP USD, Euro USD, and those guys. Okay, those volatile pairs, gold and the rest. Okay, but it's personal preference. Okay, it's personal preference. So however you want it, you can do it. But then we are yet to learn the entry strategy, as I was saying.
Okay, thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Yeah, I think Beck Becky, also you raise your
Yes, sir.
hand.
Yes.
Please, you can ask your question.
Good evening, sir.
Evening.
First of all, I want to thank you for the great things you are doing in this generation. God bless you, sir.
Amen.
It's not longer I discovered this chart in the YouTube, and I have followed all your teachings, but I have some little things that I did not understand.
Okay.
First of all, these are the one you placed 3 days back, the daily liquidity. You
Okay.
said if the wick close above the previous candle, we should take buy,
Bye.
sell. But my question is, in a live chart, in a
Yeah.
live chart, is it when it has fully formed or before it formed? Before it just, is it when it has fully formed before I'll take a buy or what, sir?
Okay. So let's say let me use a different pair that I've not done any analysis on, and let's use that to look at some example. Let me see UJ. I don't know, this evening my network is a bit slow. Okay, so let me change to daily time frame. All right, so let's say for instance, today market has not yet closed. Okay, so market is about to close. Let me remove these drawings. Market is about to close. Then you see yesterday's candle is this red one over here. But as of now, let me think increase this. As of now, you can see the low of this guy is not broken, but then the high has just been what? Swept. Okay, but candle didn't close. Fair enough. Though candle didn't close, what we are looking for is that the high has been taken. Once you see this in play, yours is to move down to 15 minutes or 1 hour or 30 minutes. So for instance, I'll just go to 15 minutes. Then I'll spot my previous day's high. Okay, so this was yesterday's trading activities. This is where we had the highest point of trade yesterday. Okay, so I'll just mark it. And all that I need to be doing right now is to confirm our entry criteria, which we have not looked at yet.
Yes, sir.
Good. So now, as you can see, market has gone above this. Whether daily candle has closed or not is not what we are looking for. All we are looking for is market has taken the previous day's high. Once that happens, even if candle body or just the wick of the candle that went up came back down, all you need to begin to do is to look for a change of character on the lower time frame. But I know that once we sweep liquidity on the higher time frame, it's just like we entering a higher time frame OB. Okay, so all you need to do is to look for your valid pullback that caused the break of the high. Okay, the nearest or the last valid pullback, and here this is the last valid pullback. So as price took this low, instead of saying this is an inducement, we call it a change of character. This one, even if we are in an uptrend, if you see market give you a confirmation, then you can take your trade. Now, after this change of character, the next thing we are looking at is there an inducement formed over here? Okay, so where is our valid inducement here? After the chalk, there is no valid inducement after the chalk. So this means that even though we have a valid OB over here, we cannot take a trade, cannot make an entry on 15 minutes. So we will just mark here as a 15-minute higher time frame zone. Then we can now go down to 1 minute because we want an inducement to take place before we make entry. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
These are the things that lower your risk of losing the trade, and also minimizes what you lose. So in this case, our higher time frame now is the 15 minutes, which is this area. Market taps here, we have to wait for market to construct a change of character, just as we had on 15 minutes. So despite market selling down this way, retail traders might have taken a sell over here and made some profit. They will still be holding, market to push up back down. And then we, the smart money concept, we will still be waiting our perfect time to go for our 10 hours, 12 hours, 40 hours. So let's zoom this in and let's see. Okay, so on the 15 minutes, you can see you have to spot your valid pullback over here. When price tapped over here first, this guy didn't give us, this is not a valid pullback because this is our main candlestick. It didn't break the low in this uptrend. So where is our valid IDM? It was here, which would have been a change of color, but this guy didn't come down here, and then price broke above, and then we had this new high. Where is our next inducement? Our next inducement would have been here. This is an equal high, so this guy is a valid pullback, but price never came and went up till we got to this point. So now inside this leg, we look for our valid inducement. So where is our valid pullback here? Our valid pullback is right here. This guy took the high of this guy, and then we took the low of this guy also. So our IDM is here. This area here is not a valid pullback. Okay, this guy is not a valid. So this is where our chalk on 1 minute is. That's our change of character. So now this is where I'll start looking for my entry. Good. We have something we call decisional OB and extreme OB. First of all, I'll start to look at where is my inducement on this leg after the chalk. This is not a valid pullback. This is a valid pullback here. So this was my first inducement. This guy didn't break. We're going down. So this was our last low. Before that, this is our what? This is our valid pullback here on this area here. So this is where our inducement is. Okay. So once we do entry, you get to understand this guy better. So after inducement, you look, where is your nearest zone? This is the nearest OB because it took the high of this guy, okay? And then we had what? We had this move down. But then you have to check for imbalance. Are you okay? If you look between this guy and this guy here, there is no proper imbalance. So we go to the next candle, which is the candle over here. All right. I'm talking about this. So this guy here, you will look at if it meets the criteria, you pick that as your decisional zone.
Please zoom in a little bit.
Oh, you can't see.
No.
All right, sorry. Is it okay now?
Yes.
Okay. So I said, though this guy took the high of these guys, this green can took the highs of this guy, it was not valid because we don't have a valid, what is the name, imbalance between this and the third candle. So we move our OB per the rules. When we are marking our OB, we move it to the next candle, which has an imbalance between it. Okay, but this, we call this one a decisional OB. Okay, decisional hot OB. So the probability of it working out is not as high as the extreme OB most of the time. Okay, there is something I'll be teaching you guys later on called hidden demand and supply. Okay, so this is our extreme OB. Over here, it took this. Okay, we sweep the high here. Sorry, this guy is the one I'm talking about. But the question is, there is no proper imbalance. So we move our OB to this guy over here. All right. Now, price only came to tap into the imbalance. Price didn't reach our OB before falling. But that is nothing because price is still within the range that we are looking at. Price has not yet gone down. Price is ranging. Okay. If you look at this whole area, price is still ranging. Price has not gone down yet. So price can still come back to the extreme. This is where patience is needed though. If you don't have patience, you will not hurt. You will not be able to trade this way. You just you will just end up trading like the retail traders because you don't have patience to wait. Good. So all this that is forming here is liquidity. Look at this trend line liquidity. Remember we did trend lines. This trend line liquidity that has formed. So market can still come tap into this zone and push up into this zone before coming down. Beck,
Yes,
hope you
sir.
are following.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
So once we learn the entry concept, you'll be able to do these things with ease. So it's not about waiting for, because by the time you wait for the daily candle to close, it means the whole activity has occurred.
Okay.
Yes. So maybe let's say if you mark yesterday high, yesterday low down, and market didn't sweep any of them within the day, then that is when you just project it to the next 2 days. Market can still come and sweep all of them, just like it did this week. If you see, we marked Fridays during the Sunday lesson. We marked Fridays high. We marked Thursdays high. And I draw some zones above, and I told you guys that market is likely to come there. And if you see, those of you that followed the lesson well, you see that market came there, tap into our zone just above the liquidity, that daily liquidity, and then we move down to the lower daily liquidity I mark as well. So that is how market works. It works liquidity to liquidity and few imbalances in the market. This is why it is important to understand how to identify liquidity. Just use 1 month, 2 months. See, back test, practice, spend time, at least 5 hours on the chart or 3 hours on the chart. trying to locate liquidity and then using the entry concept to see if you'll be able to get it right. Once you are able to do all these things, see, you'll be up and doing. Just as I said, you can see market coming to tap into this zone here. The imbalance there. The wick is an imbalance. So you can choose to go down. Honestly, I'm not doing an analysis right now. I just use this to do example. So I cannot give a firm decision as to what market to do right now. But if I'm looking at it based on the liquidity movement, then I'll not be surprised if market moves away from here into this area and then we come deep down. Okay, so that is how you look at it. Same apply with the liquidity, the weekly liquidity and the session liquidity. Please, any
Okay.
other question?
Yeah, Prof. Please,
Yeah,
the OB you marked first, not the extreme one, the decisional one. Please,
yeah.
you said, yeah. When you were teaching us, I told when you said that when you see the candle, the highest candle that sweeps all the previous one, and then there is an internal one, and then the week goes. There is an internal one. You don't count that one as the second. You count the one that matches to the week as the second.
You are talking about this one.
Yeah, that one, that particular one.
You mark
Please,
this one as the
please, if,
second.
please, if you could zoom in so that I'm sure that that's what you are talking about.
Because I see this breaking above the green one a little, unless maybe I'm the one who didn't see it well.
Yeah. What is it? Yeah.
Oh, okay, they are rather equal. I saw it as breaking it a little bit.
Oh,
So if it were to be something like this, like
yeah.
how did I break it? That's where we use this internal one. So I didn't see that properly. So in this case, we use this guy as the next one. And if that be the case, then that means we don't have any decisional OB here because there is no imbalance over here
No,
too.
I'm talking about the red one or
This
the
one,
red one. Yeah, that
this,
one.
yeah,
Yes.
that's what I'm saying. It didn't, when I was doing this thing, it looks as though it took the high of this green one a little, but it seems to be an equal high.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So if it's equal, then is that one that we will use or?
No, the next one is still internal.
Oh, okay.
If we were looking at pullbacks, then that is when we can use this because we see it as still being an internal with this one. So if
Mm-hmm.
its low is taken, it means it is this guy's low. Automatically that is taken.
Oh, okay. So, oh, I see.
Yeah.
So
That's why it's good if you can use trading view because trading view give you the ability, you see, to increase the chart like this and see those small details.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
But
So that means
MT5 will not give you this ability.
yeah. So it means in this case you can start from the green one because the other one is
No,
at
no, no. You can't. If let's say this green one
yes.
and this guy had an imbalance between them, then you could have used the green one because it was the one that swept the low of this guy.
Okay.
Sorry, the high of this guy.
Okay. So if it's I was thinking that I thought it was an internal candle. So you mark the second one from the week. So that one will be internal, and then you not count it at the second.
This guy. Oh, there
Yes.
are people who do it like that, but as I said, it it will take the how do they call it? The sweep the liquidity over here, like we have
Okay.
here. This guy swept the liquidity here. There's no need for me to mark this guy in addition with it as internal structure because it has broken this guy's side, so it's on its own. So you can't mark the whole of this guy. I get it. So here, if
Mm,
we mark this hole, there's no imbalance there. So there's no valid this thing. So that would rather be an SMT. Smart
Oh,
money cap.
I see. And also, I want to ask, so from what you just explained from the previous person who asked the question, it means that even after a chalk, you still have to look for inducement. It's not a chalk that you want.
No, after this chalk, there should be an
Yes.
inducement here or a
Yeah,
flip. We'll be
even
looking
the
at the flip
one.
method also.
Okay,
The
okay.
reason why market reverse here is because we have something we call hidden supply here, which we call it the sell to buy week. Those of you who were part of my old mentorship class before I started teaching about liquidity, when I solely teach about demand and supply, you remember I always talk about this hidden supply and demand areas. That is the sell to buy week and the buy to sell week, and how powerful they are in the market most of the time, especially when you look at them in between imbalances of large candlesticks. That's why if you watch, you were asking me how I took certain trades on the chart last time. These areas were some of the areas I was using alongside with the liquidity aspect. So we will look at that. I'll talk briefly about it. I won't go deep, but I'll talk briefly about it after the entry course. Okay, please, any other person with any other question
Yes, sir.
before?
Yes.
Yeah,
Well, like I said before, I just discovered your teaching and I followed in the YouTube. Most of
yeah.
all of them are followed, and I have some questions. There is something that is confusing me regarding the inducement.
Okay.
In marking structure, to mark
Yeah.
the inducement, uh, uh, in the uptrend, the inducement is up. Should I mark the upside or the downside when I want to mark when I'm looking for the inducement?
Okay, so for instance, let's say here we are in an uptrend. Okay, so let
Yeah.
me change this chalk. Let me delete this chalk. Let's say we have not tapped into this daily, uh, previous daily high. Okay, I want to delete all these guys so that I can use it to explain what you mean. Okay, here. So let's say market was just doing its normal structure formation. Okay, and then we broke above over here. That is, we broke this high over here, and then we want to confirm it as a new high in the uptrend. What we are going to do is we are going to look for the nearest or the most recent valid pullback. Now we are in an uptrend, so we are looking for this candle to break the low of this previous candle. When it does that, then we have a valid pullback, which happened over here. Now, if this guy pulls back and then takes out this particular hot low, then we call that inducement. That is if price has not tapped on a higher time frame supply. It just took the previous high, valid high. Okay, if that was just taken, then we call this an inducement. Bex,
Yes,
do you
thank you.
get it?
Yes. My question is, if I understand you, in the uptrend,
Yeah,
you marked it now. The downside that you
yeah,
mark is the inducement. Then in the
yeah.
downtrend, I have to mark the upside
Upside.
as the
So for instance, in this downtrend here, the last valid pullback we have here is this one, before its low was broken by this guy. So if you want to confirm this low, because this time now the market was moving downwards like this, that means this was our last valid pullback. So this becomes our inducement, and that will confirm our low. Okay, this one I'm just using it to explain to you how you mark it.
Okay, sir.
Get it? Uh-huh. Please, is it clear now?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Yes. Any other question? Please, any other question? Okay, I think I said the class will be short, but we've end up doing 1 hour. So if there's no other question, then we will end today's meeting over here. So either Saturday or Sunday we'll meet. So I will let you know which of the days by tomorrow evening. I'll let you know whether we meet on Saturday or we'll meet on Sunday. Okay. And if you have any other question that you've not been able to ask here, my DM is always free. Do well to contact me.